Well, hello, all you beautiful people out there in Minecraft land. How are you today? I am fantastic. Same as usual. Thanks for asking. It's been 20 episodes and you still haven't asked me how I am, but I still keep assuming that you're asking. Maybe you are asking. Maybe like you're sitting behind your computer screen saying like, hey, I'm great. How are you? Every time I ask. And then I say, thanks for asking. And it's a conversation. Anyway, look at all of these boxes that I have lined up here. I have got a ton of shulker boxes lined up, as well as an ender chest, a crafting table, even a bed. And when you put a bed down, it's gonna get serious, right? You know there's gonna be things happening that are gonna take more than a Minecraft day to do. And it will involve this little space over here. But before I die, before I show you what I'm going to be working on today, we need to take care of some stuff. In the last episode, we updated this project board. We simplified some of these things a little bit. Finished the castle, of course, still going to be very high on the list. Super smelter, still, top of the list. But as I mentioned, I didn't really have a whole lot of use for it. That actually might change after a brief discussion that we have later today. Honey, let me come back to that. Wood farm, stone farm, still other wonderful things that are on my list, but I thought of a couple other things that should go on this list. Number one, and these are not necessarily in order, they're just the order that I'm going to think of them. The first one, cactus farm. Of course, any good Minecrafter knows the value of a cactus farm. I've actually never built a cactus farm in Minecraft, and I realize I should probably build one of those because it's a great source of green dye. Also a great source of experience if I ever want to build myself a really cool XP farm. That's something to think about, but that's all going to start with a cactus farm. So at some point, I'd like to build one of those. Speaking of green dye, I need other dyes too. Dyes. And the way I'm going to do that is by building myself a flower farm. You can actually even see all the way out there. I'm in a plains biome, and so there are actually flowers around. And if I find the right spot, I can actually make myself a flower farm and then start grouping lots and lots of dyes together. I'm going to want to make all kinds of things dyed as I start building more and more in my world here. Even something as simple as shulker boxes. I need to start dyeing my shulker boxes so that they're not just all this ugly purple color. Just so I can separate some. I've dyed a couple of them already, some red and some yellow, and I think I have a blue one and maybe some green ones. But there's a lot of colors of dye that I should probably get to as well that I have not got to yet. Next on my list will be jungle. And that means a trip to the jungle because I want to get myself some things. I do want to start getting myself some cocoa beans. Again, this is in keeping with the whole dye thing because the only way to get brown dye is from cocoa beans, at least the easiest way. But also, I have a large hankering for some bamboo. Bamboo is great because you can use it to build scaffolding. You can use it as fuel in furnaces. In fact, when I end up making my super smelter, I may end up powering it from bamboo. That's something to consider in the future. Another thing to consider in the future is getting myself some more villagers, specifically some stone masons. And the reason I want stone masons is because they will trade me for quartz, specifically quartz blocks and quartz pillars, I believe, when you level them up to full. And that is something that I'm really interested in, quartz, because I got thinking about this. I actually want to build something else in a slightly different color palette than some of these things that I've been building already. I want to build myself a hall of trophies. Somewhere to keep things like the dragon egg that I got from killing the ender dragon. And, you know, maybe some other things like the first diamond sword I ever had and the first diamond pickaxe I ever had. Because I still have a lot of those things. Like, you know, remember when I first started playing in this world. Like this, the very first diamond I ever collected. The first stone sword I ever had. The first piece of wood I ever got, which happened to be birch. And I don't use a lot of birch. The first pickaxe I ever made, wooden pickaxe. That's cool. And then I upgraded it to a stone pickaxe. And this is the first stone pickaxe I ever got. And then upgraded that to the first iron pickaxe I ever had. The reason there's no diamond pickaxe in here is because the first diamond pickaxe I ever had is actually the pickaxe I am using right now. I never broke it because by the time I got low in durability in this pickaxe, I upgraded it using mending and unbreaking and then never broke it again. And then, of course, last episode, I upgraded it to netherite. So now I have a really cool pickaxe. I have 2 more items that could go on this project board, but they are actually not really long-term items. They're more short-term items. One of them I'm going to take care of right now. And that is to get rid of the annoying sounds that this zombie in here makes. Can you even hear him? Yep, that's him. Every time I walk past this thing, you don't even have to be that close to it. Like around here or whatever, you can hear the zombie. And it always bothers me that there's a zombie that I can hear in my farm. Well, we have this wonderful data pack installed that allows me to use a name tag called silence me, and all I have to do is name a name tag, silence me, and then if I apply it to that zombie, he will be completely quiet. So let's get some material like dirt. I love using dirt as scaffolding. It's just so easy. And let's get through this wall, and here we go. So the stone goes on the bottom. Let's not forget that. And then let's pillar up right here. Hey, dude. One more. There, now I can see ya. And this should be as simple as this. Done. Sorry, you were saying, dude? Yeah, that's what I thought. Absolutely nothing. No sound from that zombie. So that solves that problem nice and easy. I've collected all of my resources. Back again, and let's get the stone and the stone bricks back in there. Yeah, no more worries. Too bad I can't silence that water. It's okay, the water doesn't bother me that much. So that was item number 1. So again, no need to put that on the list. The other item that I wanted to talk about was these guys right here. I have a whole bunch of kitty cats. You can see one down there. There's one over there in my forest. In fact, there's lots in the forest. They're actually scattered throughout. One over here. Of course, my favorite kitty sitting right here. This is the guy that sleeps in my bed every night with me and brings me all sorts of goodies. Love that guy. Whoa. Oh, that was weird. It was like I turned around and he was gone, but it was just because I stood here for a second. It was like, whew. Magic, disappearing cat. No, he's actually right there. But look, I got another one here and another one there and another one here. I have so many cats. And you know what I've never done? I have never named the cats. And not because, you know, I can't think of any names for the cats or because I'm too lazy or anything. It's because I really wanted you guys in the audience to help me name the cats. So please, give me some suggestions down in the comments below. Let me know what you think I should name my cats. If you've got a particular cat that you think I should apply a name to, or just even just a generic name that you'd like added, let me know. Like if you're like, oh, you know, the courtyard cat, that Siamese cat that's sitting there, I'd really like his name to be Billy Bob George. Then yeah, call him Billy Bob George. Just tell me in the comments that I should name my cat in the courtyard Billy Bob George, and I will do it. So please post your comments down below, and I will do that. I'm gonna sleep. In fact, here I'm gonna sleep with my kitty, and show you guys exactly what I mean about how great this cat is, and then you guys can come up with a name for this cat, and if you come up with a good name, I will use it. See that? Good morning, kitty. Always brings me some goodies in the morning. Today he brought me some string. All right. So now that we've got all of the housekeeping out of the way, let's get to the project. The thing that I've been teasing and talking about, and I mentioned that I would talk about honey today. That, if you hadn't guessed it, is exactly what this space is for. I've kind of unofficially decided that this sort of section of the castle area is going to be for agriculture. So whether that's plants or livestock, it's all kind of encompassing. So, you know, I've got my cows, I got my sheep. I did have to move the sheep over a little bit just to get myself a little bit more room to work here. But this is going to be bees and honey. I've got my chickens, got my wheat, and I've got my pumpkins and melons. So I think this is thematically, anyway, a perfect place to build this farm. And I was going to build it as a time lapse, but I don't think I actually have to do that. I think I can build it kind of on camera with you guys. So let's just grab some of these resources. A little bit of cobblestone. I'll get a little bit more of that. Oh, there's all the bee nests. So I have 12 of these bee nests. So they're obviously going to be the foundation for the actual farm. Some stone, some glass, a little bit of redstone. I've got my dispensers. And I've got a crafting table as well that's going to go into the design. Oh, comparators, don't forget the comparators. So there we go. I've got pretty much everything I need. And obviously, none of this stuff is very far. It's just right over here. So this farm starts with a chest, actually a double chest, that goes right here. I sort of went back and forth considering whether or not I was going to have this farm feed into my main storage system, and I decided it would be better if it does not. And the main reason is because this farm is designed to pull honey into glass bottles, and the glass bottles will end up in this chest full of honey, but they need to be put back in the system once I pull the honey out. That's what the crafting table is actually for. And I don't know exactly where I'm going to put this crafting table yet. Probably I'm going to bury it in the ground here somewhere. For now, I'm just going to leave it right here. We'll come back to that. So there we go. We start with this row of hoppers. Should be 12 hoppers that point into the chest. And I'm going to go one step further and put a row of hoppers on top of this row of hoppers, pointing down. And you're probably saying to yourself, why? Why do you need to do that? It's complicated. I didn't actually design this farm, so I can't fully answer that question. But I do know that if you don't do this, things don't work exactly the way you want. So let's start there. There's my row of blocks behind. And now I need to get the... Well, I'm not going to put the hives in yet, but I am going to put the dispensers in. So the dispensers that go above the bee, I said bee hives, but they're actually not bee hives. These are bee nests. Bee hives are the ones that you actually build. So since I gathered these ones, they're bee nests instead of bee hives. So hopefully I can do this. If I just inch up against here and then shift click, I need to put 12 of these things all pointing down. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And they should all be above a hopper. Perfect. Now I can put the... what am I saying? I can put the bee nests right in here. And actually these bee nests will all be backed by a cobblestone block as well. Oops. Something like that. And I can still see that glowstone poking through, so that's going to provide lots of light into this area as well. Over here, now I need to do this kind of like 2 blocks down and 1 block up thing. So let's do that all the way along. Perfect. And next I need to put comparators behind all of these blocks. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Followed by redstone. So let's just get, oops, don't drop the comparators. Get redstone on all of these blocks. Just like this. And then I need glass. Glass will go on top of this redstone, and here as well, and here as well. So basically 3 blocks of glass. There we go. Now I have all the glass in place. I probably, you know, just to make this look a little prettier, I'm going to put a row of blocks down here as well. And I don't want this block here, but I do need it just for a minute to get up because I'm going to use this to lay out all of this extra redstone, which basically just completes this puzzle on top of the whole thing here. God, redstone, especially when it's laid out this way, it looks kind of like something terrible. It looks like a bad accident happened here. But that's okay. Okay, so we are 90% of the way done here. I need to I need to enclose. That's what the word I'm trying to say. This entire space in glass. So a little bit there just to make sure that these dudes don't come through. I probably didn't need this glass right here. In fact, I know I don't. So let's get that up again. Okay, let's go along and put all of the glass in here. There we go. And then, I probably shouldn't have broken this block back here. I do need to get back up here again because I need to put a roof on this whole thing as well. So let's fill all of this in as well. I don't need to put anything on top of the dispensers, but everywhere except the dispensers will get some glass over it. There we go. Now the whole thing is roofed in, and I probably have more glass than I need, but yeah, let's just try to make it even at the very least. Okay, now down and down and down, and the farm is about 90% of the way done. Actually, did I say 90% before? Well, then it's 95% of the way done before. So I do need to get those bee nests in place, but I also need some flowers. Did I bring flowers? Yeah, look at that. I brought all of these flowers with me. So let's get some of these things we don't need out of my inventory. I don't need glass. I don't need chests. I don't even need grass or dispensers anymore. Don't think I need cobblestone or hoppers or redstone. So let's just get flowers into my inventory. And there is no real rhyme or reason for my flower placement here. I'm just going to open this up here. I left myself 3 blocks in front of all of the hoppers to place flowers in, and I don't think it really matters what flowers you use. So just something that, you know, looks pretty. So there we go. I got some blue flowers, got some red flowers. I'll get some of these, whatever they are, some dandelions. I did get myself all kinds of flowers. Some oxydaisies, some azure bluettes, and some white tulips as well. So let's just come along and start filling in some of these spaces where I didn't really have any flowers before. Let's see, get some of these guys in here. And then, what did I left? White tulips. Tulips, tulips, tulips. I think that should do it. Oh, one more. Tulip. That's it. Got all my tulips in place. I feel like I'm missing some, but it's because the flowers kind of spread out in a weird way. So that's cool. Okay, I'm done with the flowers. Next. What's next? This door. That's what I need next is the door. Let's get all of these flowers back. I don't need this glass anymore. Look at that. Sun's going down. See, I knew I couldn't do this entire project in one day. So let's get the door on, and then let's sleep and then finish the project. I did almost forget one very important part of this farm. So I do need to actually remove this right here and then get another row of hoppers pointing down into all of these dispensers. And that is because I need a way to automatically load them up with empty glass bottles. So not like that. Let's see if I can, nope, of course I can't get that. But this should work anyway. I'll just put all of these hoppers in place here. And this is going to take advantage of that little trick that as a Minecrafter, you should know. If you don't know this, well, learn it right here. Hoppers priority, you can see these hoppers are all pointing into the one beside it here. But hopper priority says that if I put something in this chest, it'll go down into these hoppers, and then it'll go over into this hopper, but it won't continue this way because there's an empty hopper below it. So the hopper priority tells it that anything I put here will go down first and fill up that dispenser. When that dispenser's full, it'll fill up this hopper, and then once this hopper's full, obviously nothing can come from this hopper down, so it'll go to this hopper and down and down. So basically the hoppers will fill in this direction from beginning to end. And that is what I need to do, filling up hoppers. And that is what all of these purple shulker boxes are for. As you can see, I got a lot of glass bottles. In fact, I got, I think, 8 shulker boxes full, almost 8 shulker boxes full of glass bottles. And you're probably saying to yourself, how that must have been a lot of smelting. But, you know, if you need glass for glass bottles, your instinct is what? It's to smelt glass, right? Well, I did that. I actually took an entire double chest, or almost a double chest, full of sand, and I dumped it into this chest up here and smelted it up using these 2 furnaces, and I got almost a full shulker box, which is what this is for here, of glass. But that is not how I got most of my glass. Like, honestly, the glass that I got did not come from smelting. It actually came from trading. It's a much more efficient way to do things, to trade with villagers. Because in the same amount of time that I got, you know, that one shulker box, which wasn't even a full shulker box, partially full shulker box of glass from those, from that smelting, I got 8 from trading. So that's what I'm going to do, is grab these shulker boxes. Hopefully I have enough room in my inventory to pick them all up. I do. Let's just bring them in here. Okay, with 9 shulker boxes full of bottles, I should be able to get a good start on filling these guys up. So that's what I need to do next, is basically fill up all the slots with glass bottles. All of the dispensers are now filled up, and now I just need to fill up all of the hoppers. And as you can see, I've already started down the row here. I actually got all the way down to the end here, and then I've started back along the top, filling these hoppers up. I probably don't need to do this by hand. In fact, I can probably just take the rest of the bottles and dump them all into this chest and let them all drain out by themselves. So that's what I'm going to do. Let's see. Yeah, so I think this is the last chest full of these things. Yep, that should do it. And then up here, let's get all of these into the chest, and that should do it. So now I have no concern whatsoever about running out of these bottles. Once my farm is fully operational, everything should be fine. So the last step is just to actually get the bees in there. And to do that, I'm going to need those bee nests. These guys are right here. So let's grab all 12 of these. Probably wouldn't hurt as well to have some flowers with me, because I'm going to want to actually breed bees, because I don't think I have enough bees to actually populate all of these bee nests. Some of them have bees, some of them don't, but we'll see when we actually get to it. These guys have been in my inventory long enough that when I put them down, 3 bees should pop out of each one if they're there. So let's see. Here, bees. So can they come out? Maybe they can, maybe they can't. Oh, it's also entirely possible that that this beehive is totally full, and so you need to do like a little bit of a breakage of the redstone to get it to work. Oh, I almost broke it. Well, let's just do this. Okay, let's get that in, and that, and that, and that. And all right, there's all of the beehives in place, or bee nests, I should say. And I know I have at least a couple bees here, which is all good. So let's try to get out without destroying anything here. Now this is where things get a little bit tricky. I really should have broken all of this redstone before I did this, because now I'm gonna have that problem where basically none of these things will get harvested because they're all probably full and they're powering the redstone to its completion. So let's try this. That, and that, and that, and that. Every time I place one of these, it should actually be harvesting redstone. Redstone? It should be harvesting honey. That's what I'm trying to say. And if it didn't work, well, then I'll have to figure out something else. So, yeah, it looks like they're all super dripping with honey. So there's a problem. I'll have to go in and figure out exactly what's wrong with this thing. And there we go. I just had to do a little bit of an update here. I think I put glass along the whole top before, but I had to replace some of this with stone or cobblestone, specifically because if this glass was powered by the redstone on top of it, it wouldn't power the dispenser. But this being cobblestone, then it does. So we're all good now. And we have lots of glass bottles. Well, we have a lot of glass bottles stored in these hoppers here. None in the chest, but that should be okay. Everything should have filtered down so that we have full stock in all of these dispensers and full stock in all the hoppers leading up the dispensers. When the honey level hits the absolute highest, you can see these comparators will actually turn on. Well, they actually turn on with a level dependent on the level of the honey that's going into them. So right now, they're not at full, but they will be. And when they do, then all of this redstone will light up. And it works kind of like an item filter, so that when it powers up all the way, it fires the dispenser. And then that dispenser fires a bottle down into the bee nest. And because the bottle then gets full of honey, it can't be placed back into the dispenser because all the slots are full of empty bottles. Instead, it goes down into this hopper here and then gets filtered along. And so, as a result, I'm getting lots of honey, which is great. And I can take these and hopefully craft them like this to get honey blocks, which is good. And then I end up with empty bottles, and the empty bottles I can just put back in here, and they will filter back to where they're supposed to. And the last thing I need to do is basically just get in there and breed me some bees. And that is definitely something I am going to do between episodes, because this is where I'm going to end this one. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching me build a honey farm. I actually almost said hire. I don't know what word I'm thinking of. This farm was designed by a really cool Minecrafter named ilmango, and even though he really is adamant about not building it in the overworld, I built mine in the overworld anyway. He suggests building it in the end because of the whole daylight cycle that doesn't happen in the end. The bees are basically constantly working. The problem is that even though there's no daylight cycle, you have to keep the farm loaded by being there, otherwise you don't produce any honey. So I am keeping mine here in the overworld, right beside where I work every day, and it's gonna stay loaded. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching this episode, and I will see you in the next episode.